is W2FJH. We'll be starting the STNY digital voice thing here in just about 5 minutes. We do have NetLogger up and running for those folks who wish to check in early through NetLogger. NetLogger can be found at netlogger.org. We also do have Google Meet up and running. If you wish to join in on Google Meet, you can find the link at stnydmr.net. So we'll see you folks in just about 5 minutes here. This is W2FJH. This is W2FJH bringing up the STNY Digital VoiceNet on Brandmeister Talk Group 31367, Wires X Room 83721, and live stream to Google Meet and YouTube. The primary purpose of the STNY Digital VoiceNet is to help foster an active digital voice community in the southern tier of New York and to provide a forum for those that are interested or have questions regarding various digital voice topics. While this net is primarily for the southern tier, all stations are more than welcome to check in. This net meets weekly on Sundays at 7 p.m. For more information about this net, please visit stnydmr.net. This net will prioritize short-time, mobile, in and out, or emergency power stations. We currently do have 4 stations checked in with NetLogger, so the net would like to recognize K3 BYC Carlton, W2 KDC Dennis, KC9 HEK Brian, and N2 NCB Paul. All right, when checking in, please give your call sign, your name, and your location. So let's first take a standby for any stations that are short time, mobile, in and out, or emergency power. Please call now. Good evening, Frank. This is. All right, I did get N2 of VSS Jeff. However, you said this is, and then you kind of got cut off on my end at least. Were you short time, or were you just in and out this evening? Yeah, have me in for a regular check-in there, and not short time and not in and out. All right, sounds good there, Jeff. All right, let's open it up for any station that would like to check into the STNY Digital Voice Net this evening. Please call now. W2DLL. N3OJP. Good evening. N2 NRA. Cliff and Waverly.
This is NE2W, Ed in Binghamton.
All right, and we have W2DLL. It's coming up, Lisa, on my screen here. It says Donna. N3OJP Mick, N2 NRA Cliff, and NE2W Ed. Were there any other stations that joined this evening? Please call now.
W3TEZ, Ryan in Buffalo, New York.
All right, we also have WTEZ Ryan. Well, good group of folks checking in here. All right, let's kick things off. If there's any announcements on that this evening, please call now. All right, nothing heard there. Let's move on for questions. If there's any questions for the net this evening, please call now. All right, then we will move in for comments there. So the net topic this evening is a pretty simple one. What are your Thanksgiving Day plans? Already the holidays are coming upon us here. Time flies by so quickly. So, all right, at the top of my list here is K3 BYC Carlton. How was your week?
This is K3BYC, Carlton in Darlington, Maryland. Good evening, Frank. Thanks for taking the net. Good evening to everyone who's checked in. Well, we've had a pretty good week here. Friday we had a little bit of rain mix with a little bit of snow, hardly anything. Eastern part of Maryland really didn't get much. Western Maryland did get hit pretty good. As far as Thanksgiving, I plan on spending that with my daughter and her four kids. Now, I have a son who also has three kids. He and his girlfriend and the kids are going down to South Carolina for the holidays there. I spend with either one of the kids and grandkids or both, but I've always got something to spend the time with. Yeah, I'll pay for the food and get that down there, and they'll get it together for me there. I also have a birthday coming up. I won't tell you which day, but I'll be turning 74. That's all for now. Everybody have a great holiday. This is K3BYC, back to net control.
Hey, well, happy early birthday there, Carlton. All right, moving on down the list, we have W2 KDC Dennis. How was your week? It doesn't hurt on my end. Let's give another go there for W2 KDC Dennis. How was your week there? All right, we will circle back to Dennis here. It seems like every time his turn comes up for the check-in there, he always has some technical difficulties. He has some of the worst luck there, I guess. All right, next on my list is KC9 HEK. Brian, how was your week?
Good evening, Frank. Hello to the rest of the group. I've had an okay week. Band conditions on HF were pretty decent. We had a few good contacts, a couple new DX entities. Nothing too exciting. For Thanksgiving, we're going to be meeting our daughter and her family with the two grandkids at the Great Wolf Lodge down in Erie, Pennsylvania. The kids are really looking forward to the water park and stuff like that. I'm not particularly excited to participate in the water park at this age. I'm whatever, but it'll be fun to watch the kids and have them enjoy themselves. So those are our Thanksgiving plans. Have not done something like this before on Thanksgiving. Usually you spend a whole meal at either one of our two daughters' houses or our place. So back to you, Frank. This is KC9 HEK.
Hey, very good there, Brian. And I'm sure the kids there will have a blast at the water park. So, and thanks for stopping by. I know Sunday nights are difficult for you, so it's good to hear you on again. So, all right, next on my list is N2NCD. Paul, how was your week?
Hello again, Frank and all into NCB here. Freak was, yeah, the week was pretty good, especially since maybe we got an inch of snow between Thursday and Friday. Uh, in fact, the driveway didn't even get covered with snow; it all melted on the driveway. So apparently that was not the case east of here, but it was nice here for that. Bands were pretty good, and filling up the log pages. That's what we did today a little bit. Worked outside. There was a little issue out where the some of my antennas come together, and so we got that fixed up. And as far as Thanksgiving goes, we leave Tuesday for McLean, Virginia. They have Thanksgiving down there with Andy and his wife and Nicholas. I think that's it from here. So I'll turn it back to you, Frank. Take care, all into NCB.
Hey, very good there, Colin. Yeah, we got a couple inches here up on the hill here. But I gotta tell you, I saw the next few days we're gonna be like 45 and 50, and luckily this time I lucked out. I decided, you know what, we don't have anywhere to go, so I'm just gonna let it melt, and it's melted. So, all right, next on my list is N2BSS. Jeff, how was your week? Okay, good evening, Frank, and the rest of the net. Hopefully, I'm making it into the talk group okay here. Anyway, yeah, it was a pretty interesting week. I caught the video presentation of I don't know if I guess you want to call it controversial or not, but it was a presentation at the ARRL 2024 convention. Grounding is a myth. So I watched the presentation, and I come away with feelings that we really don't understand grounding. Yeah, all that really we can explain why we're getting ground loops, or that we how we're going to get ground loops, or whatnot. But anyway, it was an interesting talk, and I've had a problem with my station where, like, if I try to run FT8 on 15 meters, I get terrible audio quality. I can never get the sound adjusted right. There'd be a lot of extraneous whistling. Just bad audio. So I figured I was getting RF in the shack, and it was affecting the sound card and radio in strange ways. Didn't really notice anything on SSB or whatnot. So anyway, one of the recommendations that during this talk was to use a counterpoise inside the shack rather than just trying to tie everything to a ground rod. And I have all my equipment bonded together, but it's not attached to a separate ground that is separate from the electrical system ground. So I figured I was going to whack in another ground rod and do all that extra work, but figure what the heck. Let me try adding a counterpoise. Let me grab a nickel here. But, gotta be careful to pull the trigger too fast there. Anyway, so I added a 15-meter counterpoise to the ground lug on my HF radio, ran it, across the wall, and tied it off on a shelf, 11 feet, 1.3 inches, and I got on FT8 on 15 meters and had not one problem at all. So the counterpoise in the shack worked. I don't know how it changed anything on the other bands. I was only really having problems on 17 and 15 meters. Maybe a hint of something on 20, maybe a hint on 30, but I'm just going to go ahead and put counterpoises in for all those bands, tie them to the ground lug on the radio, and let's see if all my problems go away. Probably what I really need is a common mode choke, but counterpoise trick worked. As for Thanksgiving, we're going to head to the northeastern part of Pennsylvania. We're going to be visiting family out there. And we're going to be dragging in tow some homemade cranberry sauce that my wife made and canned yesterday. And it tasted so good, and I'm probably looking more forward to the cranberry sauce than the turkey. How's that? N3FJH, or W3FJH, sorry, N2BSS. Hey, very good there, Jeff. And yeah, I know the feeling that sometimes the wife makes these little things to bring the barbecues and stuff like that, and they're so good that I'm just waiting to get there to eat what she made there. So I definitely feel that. So all right, this is W2FJH with the STNY Digital VoiceNet. Let me take a quick standby for any additional stations that would like to check in this evening. Please call now. All right, nothing heard. And just before I get on to the next station there, let's circle back and see if W2 and KDC Dennis is available. Dennis, how was your week there?
W2 KDC. I'm back. Uh, 2 weeks ago when I was on, we were talking about trouble with 578's code plug. Uh, Anytone had me go through all kinds of hoops building a different code plug using CPS. My week was good. Last week I missed the I was in Virginia with our daughter, and I stayed down there through Wednesday, actually Thursday. I came home on Thursday, just for the snow. Uh, Most of that's gone now, so that's good. As far as Thanksgiving, it's just going to be my wife and I, uh, a turkey breast. So we're going to roast the turkey breast and then have all the rest of the traditional accoutrements. Thanksgiving dinner. We have a whole floor and we will just celebrate ourselves. I'm going to wish everyone here 73 a great Thanksgiving, and W2KDC back to you on that control.
Hey, very good, Dennis. And just FYI, you were coming through, but at least on my end, there was a lot of choppiness to it. So not sure if everybody else got that, but or maybe it was just my internet was getting a little flaky there for a moment. But just a FYI. And yeah, I hear you on that on Thanksgiving there. Actually, the in-laws there will be coming over, and both my brother-in-law and me and my wife before have kind of hosted Thanksgiving and Christmas. And, it's just a lot of work at times. So we're actually we're having some catering done, and honestly, the price to have a local place here cater with some Thanksgiving dinners, it's basically about the same price as you buying the turkey and everything else. So, so we're going to give that a shot this year here and see how it goes. So. All right, next on my list is W2DLL. It's coming from Donna there, but I think you're the first time on this net, but you pass along your name and welcome to the net here. All right, nothing heard on my end, but we'll give it another go there. W2DLL Donna, are you still with us? All right, we will circle back. Next on my list is N3OJP. Mick, how was your week?
Well, good evening, Frank. Everybody on the net. Well, I heard Jeff mention grounding. Boy, there's a fist fight at a club meeting. Grounding. What I've done here, because I was getting RF in the shack, it was affecting, digital communications. I use a one-to-one choke, by the radio. That does a lot. Plus, on the USB cable going to the computers, I got a big fat old Mix 31 toroid that I've looped the USB cable through several times. Also, there's a cable made by Tripp, Tripp. They make a pretty good cable, less than $10, and those really work. They got a couple toroids on there. But let's see. Yeah, it's a pretty good week. We were up in New York, Western New York. There, we got home Wednesday. Did a little fishing, had some luck in the terrible conditions. But I had to go to an SK Memorial Wednesday night. Then Thursday we had a club meeting. Didn't talk about grounding. Basically election of officers. Then we had some rain on Friday. And today, a friend of mine, his son plays in a traveling league in hockey, 18-year-old. So we went to that game this morning. And let's see. I'm using the Pi-Star tonight. And I started messing with the Yaesu FT70D. I was able to get it to connect to a server, but now I got to figure out how to input the Wires X number in there. So in time, I didn't spend a whole lot of time with it. Let's see, plans for Thanksgiving? Let me catch a break here, Frank, and for OJP. For Thanksgiving, my flock is coming here to our house in Pennsylvania, and which has been the tradition. It works out pretty good. We got plenty of room for everybody to come here. So then maybe after that, there's talk my wife and I and one daughter maybe head up to the cottage at Chautauqua for the weekend. My wife's birthday is on Sunday, December 1st, so we'll have to see. But we're going to be heading that way. Sounds like Brian's going to be in Erie. They have a lot of those indoor splash events for the kids. It works out pretty good in the wintertime. And the weather looks pretty good, so you don't have to worry about any snow off the lake. Frank, I will turn it back to you. W2FJH N3OJP.
Hey, very good there, Mick. And yeah, wish happy birthday to the XYL there. And yeah, for the Pi-Star, you said the FT70D, and I just wanted to let you know, at least for this net, we have the Wires X room 83721. But that is not a YSF reflector. We haven't really set up a YSF reflector, just because I always figured that if you were connecting in through Yaesu, there is the YSF to DMR, and that'd be an easy way to get into the talk group directly, instead of having to go through a reflector and then go through the Wires X room and go out to DMR and things like that. But yeah, I'll shoot it back over your way. Hopefully you weren't trying to connect to the Wires X room from the Pi-Star, but just to clear that up, that's not going to be possible. So I'll hand it back over to you there, Mick, for a quick comment.
Okay, Frank. Yeah, briefly, my knowledge with the C4FM. I guess I have to connect that to that first before I can transition over to Wired X. Like I say, I didn't spend a whole lot of time with it, but you just saved me some time here. So I'll have to figure out the YSF to DMR. It's actually got a pretty good manual, and then maybe I can do a little bit of research and spend some time with that. So of course I got the Shark RF, um, the Pro 4. That might automatically do it somehow, with some settings changes. So, and you gave me some good guidance, Frank. Back to you, N30JP.
Yep, that's why I wanted to mention it there. I just didn't want you wasting time trying to like, hey, I'm on E3721, but it's not connecting to the Southern Tier room, and it's on something else, and getting all confused there. But yeah, we don't have a YSF reflector out there, and just by the way, we should probably spend that time that you would have spent on that. We still got to get that TYT UV380 programmed up and get a code plug and hopefully get a new code plug on 7.3.net, which those folks who might not know, there are several code plugs for like the 878, I think the GD77, the BTAC 6x2, several different code plugs for the Southern Tier area that are just go down there, download them, and load them in your phone, or sorry, load them in your radio, and you should be good to go. Hopefully, it makes it easier for a lot of people that are new. They just want a code plug and to get started with. So, all right, very good there. Next on my list is N2NRA. Cliff, how was your week?
This is Cliff in Waverly. Say hello to everybody in the group. Hope they have a great Thanksgiving and they have to travel to drive safely. They had 2 to 3 inches of heavy snow here, and a number of glitches. Had to reset the clocks around the house, and we have a TV antenna and WSKG. All their stations were off the air for a couple of days. And yesterday, a couple of dogs showed up, so we had to call the dog catcher, and he came and picked them up, and everything was fine there. Gave him some water and some food. As far as Thanksgiving plans, I'm going to go to my son's, but my brother's coming up from Annapolis and his wife, and we'll be visiting with them. And so everybody take care, and we'll see you next Sunday. And 2NRA clear, back to net control.
Hey, very good there, Cliff. And yeah, actually, you reminded me there because actually, my my wife's grandmother actually lives out that way too, and she actually just has the rabbit ears. And out that way, you guys got a lot of TV stations just over the air. Just doesn't even pay for cable out there. She gets a lot of channels. I tried getting an antenna here, and yeah, it couldn't find anything. Even well, it was the one I put like right next to the window and stuff like that. But yeah, I haven't been able to get any on the air stations out this way. It seems either too much of a distance, or maybe I'm not doing something right. But I've never gotten any of the technical, the broadcast, the public broadcast TV. So, all right, very good there. Next on my list is NE2W. Ed, how was your week?
Well, good evening, Frank. Week was okay, I guess. Wednesday we did have our November BERA meeting with election of officers. It was good seeing you there, Frank. And I got elected to do secretary again next year. And then Thursday night into Friday, the snow fell. Well, it rained, and then it snowed. It left us with about 2 or 3 inches of this gray. It wasn't. It didn't freeze, but it was gray, and it was just wet snow that was very heavy.
and fortunately it warmed up, and most of it's gone by now. But it really took down a lot of power lines. There's still over almost 600 people still without power to the east of us in the more rural areas down Route 17 towards Deposit. And when I was out in Bradford County, Pennsylvania yesterday, there was power was going on and off out there. Hope everyone gets that restored. And let's see, Thanksgiving, gonna get together with my sons and their family, and over here at Atsenango Park, in walking distance from my house, they have a light show that you drive through. Probably takes, I want to say, 15 minutes to drive through, and that's at a normal pace without even going slow. 2 million lights, 100 animated displays, kid-friendly themes, 12 days of Christmas, and it sounds like Santa's Village is going to be there during Thanksgiving, and then on Black Friday, the next night, there's going to be a fireworks display, which I can usually see out my front window. So that's about it. Back to you, Frank, this is STNY2W.
Hey, very good there, Ed. And yeah, it was great seeing everybody on Wednesday. So a lot of faces I haven't seen in quite a while there. And yeah, I forgot to mention all the power outages. I know the Broome County area got hit a lot worse. The wife was telling me that there was quite a bit of power outages that way. I know my neighbor down the road here, he had some sort of like isolated outage because he was actually without power for about 2 days. But I'm just up the road and I had power the whole time. So it's just weird how that heavy wet stuff can take down some limbs and trees and everything else pretty quickly. So all right, next on the list is W3TEZ. Ryan, how was your week?
W3TEZ, good evening. Oh, my week's been pretty good, somewhat productive, been getting a lot of stuff done. I've been on vacation since Wednesday. I've got 6 vacation days I got to use, so I took Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, and I won't be back to work till the first week of December, so enjoying the vacation time, getting caught up on some stuff here, and playing some HF, working some AM today on 10 meters. That's always a blast, and just been taking advantage of stuff to do that I don't have time for, basically. And as much as I hate to say it, the time off is never long enough. So, yeah, just sitting back, relaxing, playing some ham radio, and doing some stuff on the computer, and just, getting caught up on stuff I don't got time for, and looking forward to the holiday.
Yep, I hear you there, Randy. The to-do list it seems to always grow. It never seems to. I mean, sometimes you make a little way on it, but yeah, there's always just more to do there. So, all right, really good there. All right, let's circle back and let's see if W2 DFL Donna is available there. Donna, how was your week there? All right, another heard from Donna. So let's I have reached the end of my list then. So let's take another standby. For any additional stations that would like to check into the STNY Digital Voice Net this evening, please call now.
And to RWH.
B2GD. right, and we have N2RWH Ed and AB2GD Gary. I believe Gary's actually coming in through the Wires Expo, which is great. I'd like to see more people actually use the Wires X room. So, all right, moving on down the list is N2RWH Ed. How was your week? And just by the way, our net topic this evening, we were talking about Thanksgiving Day plans.
And to our WH, week was good. Um, had a fun-filled week at work. So other than that, we meet out, got the week over with, and start a new week here and short, and hopefully. And Thanksgiving plans are just to go downstairs and me and my wife and mother-in-law, and that would be it. So turn it back to you, Frank, and to our WH.
Hey, sounds good there, Ed. All right, next on my list is AB2GD. Gary, how was your week?
Hey, Frank, and everybody on the net. Thank you for doing the net. It was a pretty good, busy week. We had that snow. Thankfully, the rain came away and washed away quite a bit of that, so that's good. I bowl on Friday nights down at Bainbridge with my cousin, so I guess they were without power out that way, at least Friday night through, I don't know if they got to turn back on Saturday or not. I'll have to check with them and see, but I think it's back on finally over there, so that's good. And as far as Thanksgiving, I usually go up to my sister's up in Albany, and they have a couple of dogs up there. They're going to be out of town, so I usually watch their dogs for them. So looking forward to having some pet company, and also eating a bunch of food, hopefully. So with that, I'll turn it back over to you.
Hey, sounds good there, Gary. And yeah, hopefully, with all the dead limbs and stuff like that, getting on power lines or things like that. Hopefully, this early snowstorm, with all the repairs they have done to the lines, hopefully it helps us out with any future, power outages. And hopefully, if we get any bad storms, hopefully the power stays on for most people after this one. But all right, very good there. And just by the way, if ever the Wires X room side of it there, always just shoot me an email or something, because we don't really get too many people coming in through Wires X, and sometimes I'm just not aware if there's a problem on the Wires X side. But it's good having you here and joining in. All right. This is W2FJH with the STNY Digital VoiceNet. Once again, reached the end of my list. So let's see if there's any additional stations to check in this evening. Please call now.
Kilo Charlie 2, Romeo Echo Yankee.
KE2 AZT.
All right, and we have KC2REY Kenneth and KE2AZT Gerald. All right, let's go on down to KC2REY Ken. How was your week there?
Week's outstanding. Gonna have turkey for Thanksgiving, and that about rounds us up. So, good to hear you, Frank. Thanks for doing that. Back to that. REY.
Hey, very good there, Ken, and sounds good. Yeah, Turkey Day's just around the corner there. So, all right, next on the list is KE2AZT. Gerald, how was your week?
Good evening to the group, KE2AZT. I go by Skip, Sierra Kilo India Papa. That is, it's on my QRZ in quotes. Um, Very good week. Long week. But, yeah, no, we all had our issues with the weather. Looks like we've got a lot of power outages still going on, but all was well here. Working on a little DMR stuff over the weekend. It's very, very complex. Fusion's easy to use, but DMR is kind of complicated, as I'm sure all you guys know. So I'm starting to learn some of the nuances of that. Thank you very much for your hospitality here and for recognizing my call out to the net. And I wish everyone 7-3. And I'll be standing by and listening. This is KE2AZT.
Hey, very good, and thanks there, Skip. And yeah, I did correct it here on my screen. I do see I have a 3DR or yeah 3DR in here, and I did see that your call sign pop up as Skip at the end there. So I did correct that. And just by the way, welcome to the net. And if you do have any questions about the net, visit STNY.DMR.net. It stands for Southern Tier New York DMR.net. A lot of information there. And if you are getting into DMR, and if you do have any questions, feel free to email me. My email is on QRZ, but it's Frank at w2fjh.net. With any questions you do have, or also on 73. That's SEVEN, spelled out the word 7, numeric number 3.net. A lot of folks are on there. They'll be more than happy to help you with any questions you may have. So, all right, this is W2FJH with the STNY Digital Voiceman. I am once again in my list. So let's see if there's any additional stations to check in this evening. Please call now.
K3BYC with a comment.
All right, yeah, I gave it a little extra pause there to see if there was any other station to check in, but we do have a very good net. I think this is about the biggest net we've ever had. But yeah, I will go over to K3BYC Charleston with a comment there.
Yeah, Frank, a couple of rounds ago, there was a key up that I saw on the interstate dashboard plus my Pi-Star dashboard station from Australia. VK3EAN. Not sure if he was intending on checking in or if you're just listening, but I would encourage you to see if you can pull that up and see if he would like to check in and share some conversation. This is K3BYC, back to you.
Yeah, absolutely, there, Carlton. I do know a lot of stations might key up during our net just to listen in. But yep, I did see that as well, and I did take a standby shortly after. But we will see if he's available and would like to check in. So then I would like to recognize VK3EAN. If you're around, give some comments there. How was your week? Nothing heard on my end, but we'll give it one more go for VK3EAN. And from QRZ, I believe the name is Irwin. Nope, I guess Irwin must have keyed up here, listened for a little bit, and moved on. With DMR, there is a lot of times people will bounce from talk group to talk group, so it is a common thing. So, all right, but thanks, Carlton, for the suggestion there. All right, this is W2FJ8 with the STNY Digital Voice Net. All right, let's open this up for any additional stations that would like to check in this evening, or any stations that have checked in with additional comments, questions, or concerns. Please call now. All right, nothing heard, so we might as well wrap things up here. Very large net this evening, and just by the way, before I forget, everybody have a great and happy Thanksgiving there. If you are traveling, please drive safely and have a happy Thanksgiving. So I'd like to thank Carlton, Dennis, Brian, Paul, Jeff, Donna, Nick, Cliff, Ed K, Ryan, Ed F, Gary, Ken, and Skip for joining me this evening. We'll be returning this talk route back to normal amateur radio use. Everybody have a great and safe week there. This is W2FJH, and I'll be listening.
KC3Y, good job, Frank. As always, good job. Good to hear you. KC3Y, Claire.